Hi folks, I'm Ian Baker, the product specialist with Camping World, and today we're going to go over the 2018 Keystone Passport 171 EXP. This is an expandable or hybrid unit where essentially you have solid walls with the tilt-out canvas style beds. So let's start right over here on the kitchen. One of the things I really love about this kitchen setup is even though this is a smaller floor plan, one of the great things about the hybrids is because the beds don't take up any floor space, it allows you to have larger items like the kitchen. So you'll see you have a double bowl sink, you have a 3-burner cooktop, and you still have some additional prep space right over here. Again, they're able to fit all this in a fairly short floor plan, and I definitely can appreciate the prep space. Right underneath, you'll see you have some good storage. The bottom, you have a little bit of a lip there, but it's still great storage. This is an awesome spot for pots and pans, or if you want, you can always put different foodstuffs in there as well. But as I mentioned, 3-burner Dinette cooktop here. The front one is high output. You also have an oven underneath in case you want to do some baking. You will see the sink top, as I mentioned, is a double bowl sink. You have the sink top covers on here. Both of them are cutting board quality. If you do use it as a cutting board, I recommend flipping it over. That way you only have one side with the knife marks. The other side will stay looking nice and pretty for when guests come over. When we take that off, that'll show you the double bowl sink there. Of course, the larger bowl on the left for washing, smaller one on the right for rinsing. And then you have the high-rise faucet there too. If we drop down underneath that, again, more storage right here, including 2 full extension ball bearing drawers, which in order to make any kitchen complete, you need a bare minimum of 1. Having 2 is just about perfect. That way you have one for your flatware, another one for all of your larger utensils like large serving spoons, knives, things like that. You have a window there, of course, behind the sink, not only to give you a view while you're washing dishes, but also to let in natural light. And then at nighttime, you'll notice you have an LED puck light here. You actually have LED puck lights throughout the entire RV, which are great because not only not put out near as much heat, but chances are with something like this, you may do some boondocking, and in that case, these lights also use a fraction of the power. Uses about 1/10 of the power of your standard incandescents, meaning you'll get more life out of your battery when you're out camping. And then right here, you'll see good storage up top. Perfect spot for some of your plates, cups, bowls, things like that. Or again, if you want to put food up there, go for it. Microwave right here. You have your hood underneath with both a light and a fan. And then right over here, you will notice you have more storage. If you take a look right underneath there, you'll also see you have an electrical outlet. So if you need to plug anything in, whether it's a coffee maker, something like that, again, you have that prep space, put it right there, plug it in, you are good to go. As we make our way back right over here to the side, you will actually see your Jackknife Sofa right here. Great thing about this is that, as you'll notice, it's directly across from your dinette, so you can have a great conversation here. Multiple people sitting at the dinette, sitting here at the sofa. Everyone can kind of hang out, and be a part of that conversation. Also, this does lift up like so. You'll see excellent storage there underneath. So for some of your larger items or extra bedding, it's a great place for it. Plus, this does drop down into a bed, so you have extra sleeping space. You'll see right here you have your window again to let in some natural light, LED light there. You'll also see another electrical outlet. So if you need to sit there and charge your cell phone, you can do that. And more storage across the top. So again, folks, in a small floor plan like this, just on the door side here, you got to see all the incredible storage that this camper has. And as we take a look up front, this is one of your 2 beds here in the 171. Cool thing about these, about the hybrids, the expandables, if you've had a pop-up before, you know how much of a pain it can be to set up. Folks, these are the exact opposite. You literally undo a couple levers outside. This bed drops down. It is supported by these cables right here. Folks, those can support 1,100 pounds. So even though there's not any outside supports, don't think it's not supported well, because it certainly is. Then you can see the 1 bar that kind of pushes it out. You use this right here, the shepherd's hook, to push it all the way out, create a little bit of pressure there. And again, that will form the rest of the bed. Super simple and easy to make up. All the sides here, as well as the front, have a zipper on them, so you can unzip all those, get an awesome cross breeze in here during the day, and of course at night as well, especially if you don't want to run the AC. And if you take a look right here, this does fold up, this part of the bed. The reason for that is you have this right here, kind of this little hidden storage area. So you have to love that. You know, again, they do everything they can to be able to maximize the storage in a smaller floor plan. They do give you this little handle right here too, just to make grabbing it a little bit easier. You have a privacy curtain, of course, to be able to close everything off here at night. LED light here. You also have this hookup. You have like little fans with lights that can connect right here. They plug in right there. You can connect them, you know, on this shepherd's hook. That way you get, again, some more circulation, airflow at night. Right up top, you will see that you have a shelf going all the way across there too. One other thing I do want to mention about the bed, folks, this is a really thick mattress. If you take a look, I mean, it's comfortable. A lot of the hybrids or expandables you go to look at, the mattresses are really thin. That's not at all the case here. With this one, you will actually be comfortable and have a good night's sleep. Across the way here is the dinette. So this is where you'll sit, of course, to have meals, play games. This also does drop down into a sleeping space. You'll see right here, you have the leg on the table. That folds up. There's a couple hooks on the wall. You'll undo that. The table will then sit right here along these rails. Take the back cushions, put them on top, and that is your sleeping space. Now, granted, it's not huge, but it is great for a small child. Or if you have a really little one and you use a pack and play, you can put the pack and play right up top there. It's up and out of the way, right next to the main bed. Easy for you to get up and tend to your child. Big window here too to let in natural light. If you take a look underneath, you have an LED light and not one, but 2 electrical outlets right here, folks. So plenty of places to be able to plug things in right here at the dinette. You also have this right up top. Oh, this is what I was talking about a moment ago. Just so you know, these are the fans with the lights on them. So you'll have one for both beds. Again, that way it just helps create some circulation. But as I mentioned, that's good storage right up top there. Right over next to that, dual USB port, speaker control. You can use the speakers inside, outside, or both at the same time. That unit is this right here. That is your multimedia center. You will notice there's an HDMI port on there. The unit is also Bluetooth capable. So if you have music on your phone, or maybe you've downloaded the latest Stories from the Road podcast, you want to listen to that, you can connect to that via Bluetooth and you are good to go. It does come with the TV right next door there. So if you want to be able to watch TV on a rainy day, by all means, you can certainly do that. If we take a quick look at the ceiling here, you will see that this unit does have an AC. So on a hot day like today, it could certainly be useful. You know, again, if you want to unzip everything, open up all the windows, this unit is great for cross ventilation if there's a breeze out. If not, or if it's just too unbearably hot, use the AC, folks. It'll make sure it stays nice and cool in here. Right next to that is your Dometic fridge freezer combo here. You'll notice you have a cutout right there for some taller items. This unit does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Directly underneath that is where your furnace is. You will see a vent there. There's a couple other vents throughout, so it's kind of ducted in a minor sense. But again, if it's a cold morning, cold evening, you can turn the furnace on and it'll do a good job of keeping it toasty in here. And then right here, you have a versatile storage space. You have a hanging rod going across the top if you want to use it for jackets or clothes. All these shelves here are removable, so you can kind of customize it based upon what you want to put in there. Right up above me, again, is another just vent, so if you want to open up the windows, turn that on. Again, that'll help with that air circulation. And then the bathroom is right back here in the corner. So I'll take a step in here just to kind of show you. Right here is your foot flush lever toilet. As you can see, I have pretty good leg room. The door's shut. You know, my leg probably would be pretty much right up against the door, but still very usable. For shoulders, my one's, you know, I'm pretty broad in the shoulder, so one of mine is right up here against the wall, but the other one, I have more than enough room, so it definitely will do the trick. Right here in the corner is your neo-angle shower. Comes with a shower curtain there. I'll take a step in here kind of to give you an idea of height. So I'm 6 foot. As you can see, I can kind of just fit right here underneath the ceiling itself. If you're a little bit taller, there is a skylight to give you a couple extra inches there. Obviously the hand wand too to make showering a little bit easier. And then you have the shelves for your soap and shampoo. Right outside of that, you have a mirrored medicine cabinet, good storage there. Even when the mirror is closed, you do have this little spot that's open, so you know you can put like your electronic toothbrush or something in there if you have to. Place to charge that electronic toothbrush, you got to be able to plug it in, right? Your curling iron, hair dryer, whatever, that's what that's for. Light switch here, and then your sink top and sink itself there, and then right underneath, you have some additional storage. So if we take a look right here on the wall outside of the bathroom, you'll notice a couple different things. Right here is your tank monitoring panel as well as your battery monitor. You'll also notice your water pump control is on here, and your water heater you'll see can run off both LP as well as electric, assuming you have shore power. But folks, you can turn on both of those at the same time for faster recovery. Thermostat is right outside of that. This is only for your heat. The thermostat for the AC itself, for the control for the AC, is on the AC itself. Right here is your power awning, and then underneath some of your light controls. You take a look right down here, you will see your propane detector in case you have any kind of leaks. Also, you have a courtesy light right there too, which is kind of nice. You can turn that off if you want. But that's great if you're like, going to a campfire, a couple campsites down, you come back late at night, you can just leave that on so you can see and come inside without leaving the whole place lit up. We take a look right back here. This is the secondary bed. Again, nice and big, same easy setup. You will see you have an LED light up here, as well as that connection for that fan I talked about, and there's also electrical outlet in there. You do have a shelf up top, but because it's not as easy to access, to have the bed flip up, what they do instead, and this is pretty great, is right down here, you have a nice big storage space. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2018 Keystone Passport 171 EXP. So one of my favorite parts about this as an expandable, folks, if you come and take a look when I lift this up, most of the time you'll have material that's sewn in right here, but there'll be a big gap. And what that essentially allows bugs and everything else, critters, to get in at night, and I really don't care for that. I love the fact that Passport is sewn all the way through. That way you don't have to worry about anything crawling in there at night. Again, it just makes it feel a little bit cleaner, if you will. If we take a look right down underneath, you will see your two 20-pound propane tanks with a cover. Super simple and easy to get into there. Just undo the two thumb screws, lift up, and that gives you access. Obviously, you'll want this bed up or it'll be a little bit tougher. Right behind that, you have rails there for your batteries. And coming up the front here is your black diamond plating, which helps protect the front end from some of the rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. When I talked about the way this sets up, again, it's very similar to like the back of a toy hauler. If you've seen a toy hauler before, you just use this guy right here. It locks into a bracket. It is quite simple. The only thing is if you're shorter, it might be a little bit tough to put it back in place. You do have to have a little bit of upper body strength to be able to latch it over and put it in place just purely because of the height. But folks, that goes on almost every hybrids unless they have a different system. Right here on this side is your power awning. Touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to have it go right back in. It also has an LED light strip on there. Just flip the switch on so you have light here at night. That way you don't have to get up there and hang up your own lights unless, of course, you really want to. You also have two outside speakers. We showed you the control there inside, how to operate that, and again, that unit is Bluetooth capable. If you drop right down underneath, you will notice this one has a propane quick connect, so if you want to do some grilling outside, no problem. Set your grill up, plug it in right there, and you are good to go. Also, one other thing I love about this, folks, if you take a look at this side, you will notice there are not any vents on this side. You don't have a refrigerator, furnace, or water heater vent on here, so this is all great usable camp space. You don't have a bunch of hot air blowing on you while you set your chair there next to the camper. To get in, you have the two foldable steps as well as the grab handle just for a little extra control in and out. And if you take a look at the wheels themselves, folks, you have beautiful aluminum alloy wheels. You certainly have to appreciate that. They're absolutely gorgeous, and they'll stay looking that way because aluminum doesn't rust. When you come around to the back here, you will notice right over here you have your spare tire. Again, with this bed up, this is actually pretty easy to get to. Hopefully you never have to, but in the event that you do, you know it's riding right back there for you. And then right next to that, you also have this small storage area, which is pretty great because most of the time your hybrid units are going to be lacking a little bit on storage. And then right here, you'll also see you have a storage spot for your sewer hose. Just unscrew that, and you can stuff your sewer hose right in there. So you make your way up front a little bit. You have your outside shower here with both hot and cold water access. Below that, this is a pretty big deal, especially on a hybrid unit, folks. You have a black tank flush. So rather than having to stick a hose down your toilet with a wand to wash out your black tank, you simply hook a hose up right here. That black tank has sprayers built in, and it will wash everything out of there for you. And again, a lot of people don't do that, and you get this buildup at the bottom of your black tank. Definitely not something you want, so make sure you use that when you're done camping. You drop down right underneath here, you'll see your termination is right there. Both your gray and black tank valves are located there too. Your 30 amp power cord is tucked away right here. Refrigerator vent, this will be your furnace vent here, back of your water heater right there. And lastly, as we come right up front, there are your 2 water connections. You will notice that you have your city water connection right here. Right next door to that is your fresh water connection in case you plan on doing some boondocking, you can fill up your fresh water tank. Also folks, you see right here, this one does have solar prep. So if you want solar, all you have to do is buy the portable panels, plug it in right there, and it will trickle charge your battery. All right folks, that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2018 Keystone Passport 171 EXP. If you're interested in this hybrid model and you'd like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description below. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.